My greatest anxiety with the democratic urgency of lawfully dissolving an illegitimate victory of Donald Trump isn't necessarily when they do it or how they do it, as long as it's before January 20th, of course, but whether they will choose the legacy of an Edward Ray or of a Michael Marshall. Let me explain. Have y'all heard of the 1976 Chowchilla Kidtaking? If not, here's a refresher. On July 15, 1976, a busload of children aged 5 to 14 and their school bus driver, Ed Ray, were abducted on a country road in Madera County, Chowchilla, California. The kid takers buried them alive in an underground truck trailer in a rock quarry. After enduring horrific conditions in what felt like an underground prison, the children and their bus driver escaped by digging their way out. They had been underground for nearly 16 hours. Now, the story goes that it was the bus driver, Edward Ray, who actually was the local hero, when in fact, when you actually look at what occurred and what the children have positioned, Edward Ray was much more of an authority figure. What do I mean by that? Because he felt like he had the lives of so many children in his hands, he went for decorum. He went for not doing anything. He wanted to just sit and see how it went. But in fact, the actual hero is Michael Marshall. 14-year-old Michael Marshall, who invoked and started the campaign in order to actually try to get out of it because bus driver Edward Ray was scared that the abductors were up there and may hurt the children. And in fact, we can see that this would be that dilemma that the Democratic Party would have to choose, and specific members of the Democratic Party like the president. However, it's not like the Republicans will do anything to protect the country. So in general, the Democratic Party is the one with the weight of what they should do. Should they actually maximize supreme law and legal authority and ensure that there's a dissolution of Trump's victory before January 20, and therefore invoke some sort of backlash from his supporters, and therefore possibly disrupt the society and create some chaos that can harm people? Or should they allow for the violation of the supreme law to be ignored and just allow for the peaceful transfer of power, and where Donald Trump becomes the president, yet again that dissolves, that nullifies our social contract, therefore nullifying our actual protections. Therefore, it is a silent unaliver of us. So the Democratic Party has a choice. Will they be Edward Ray or will they be Michael Marshall? And we need them to be a Michael Marshall, no Edward Ray. We need them. Even if it comes at some sacrifice, we need the constitutional protections, because what's the point of allowing for a peaceful transfer of power that subverts our constitutional supremacy if that means that our rights and our protections mean nothing? We need Michael Marshall, Democrats. We don't need decorum. And I don't care whether this comes on the morning of the 20th, on the 19th, on the 18th. I don't care. I just want it to be done. I need them to be a Michael, not an Edward.